All right, so I decided, I said that I was going to get rid of my like basically not post anymore on this channel. It just be, the big thing is because I didn't feel like it was doing anything. You know, it's not progressing, and my mouth isn't moving very well, or I don't pronounce things very correctly, which I don't anyway. But it's like 20 degrees out here. I decided to go for a walk. So I was not gonna post anymore. Like, I was gonna make one more video for like my kids and talking about the future or whatever. But things changed, and I was gonna do that before, to stop posting on here. But I'm seeing people do fairly well, kind of posting the same kind of content I do, and that's cool. I'm glad that they're doing good. It's like, what about me though? Like, I think I have some pretty good insights on things and different perspectives, but it is what it is. I've learned that it really this whole social media thing it feels like it's rigged. That's what it feels like. It feels like the people who get popular are either really lucky, they're at the right place at the right time, kind of like Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, right place at the right time. Or, like, it even feels like people, like, just growing at this point on YouTube feels like that. Like, you have to be at the right place at the right time. And even people who have grown, like, there's this one guy I listen to, Big Ward, and he's like 84,000 followers, and he's hit the wall. Like, there's no growth. And it's you like to see growth, you like to see you want to talk to people, you want to have an audience, you want to have people listening to you, you want to have subscribers, you want to have your stuff out there, you don't want to feel like it's being censored or whatever. That's the way it's felt for me for the longest time. It's kind of crazy. So man, it's so icy out here. I made a big mistake coming out here today, but there's no one out here, so that's a good thing. I don't have to worry about anyone bothering me. So I decided that I'm going to, well, I did. I'm just gonna hide my social media, my X account, change the name, the one that has like 13,000 followers on X, and this one, change the name back to Enslaved Ones, a screen name. And then my Facebook, like, I changed it to I'm not telling you. The reason why I did this is because I'm gonna have to conform, and that's all there is to it. For future, like, currently I'm unemployed. I haven't had a job for 3 weeks. It's going on 4 now, and I realize at this point I'm just gonna be another cog in the machine. That's all I am. This whole ideas I had that I can actually make something of myself, and I didn't come up with the idea or have the intent to I'm gonna get like rich, because I figured if I could get enough people that are paying attention, the money will follow, and I don't have to worry about working a manual labor job or being a 9-to-5 rat race. But that's not gonna happen. It's kind of funny is I have a shadow X account that I use now. So what happened is I took the year subscription on it, and I can't take it off. So I decided to not have a blue check mark on my 13,000 follower account, Enslaved Ones on X, and just let it kind of like go away. And I was gaining followers, and like I had to post like so much. It's kind of like it wasn't worth it. Like I would gain, I don't know, they're probably bots or something, but I work my ass off to like do replies. Yeah, that's how you get growth on there. Just be a reply guy, and that's what I was doing. Then it took me like a week to get like 100 followers, and just to see them like when I'm not posting, it starts tapering off. It's just like, what's the point? So I'm just letting that account pretty much, well, it'll be whoever makes my AI or whatever in the future, they got a lot of material to use from that account, if anybody chooses to do that. So I have a shadow account which I won't tell anybody, but I think I got about 180 subscribers or followers on there. And to see that, like, I had Anonymous reply to me today, and that account has 5 million followers. To see like I have basically the same visibility with only 180 followers compared to 13,000. It's like, it's pointless. It doesn't matter. I would see like different replies that I replied on that, like, why is this getting views compared to other ones that are way better? And I don't know. I just don't. I'm just tired of it, honestly. I'm just tired of it. I'll probably keep using my shadow account, so future employers won't be able to find my content because I'm controversial. Perhaps I end up being in some type of management material, but they'll have to use facial recognition to find my stuff, unless they look for and like find my books or whatever. But usually, like, they just like try to look up your Facebook or what, I don't know. But I just changed the names on everything, and I have had a lot to think about. This is like really frustrating. You know, like, things aren't panning out the way I wanted it to pan out. I lost my job. I basically had to walk off because I pointed out, like, I was sick and I couldn't do it. Huge day, I couldn't do it. I was sick. Even if it was a small day, I don't even know if I would have made it. I haven't felt that bad in a long time. So I pointed out, and my points should have never got that big anyway. I'm not saying every time I called off it was, because I did call off a lot last year, that it was playing hooky. And like, there's a couple times I did, like when NCAA football came out, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna call off this week and use a sick, you know, that's bad, but I try not to. I don't know, I think it's because, like, I really didn't care about that job. I really hated it there. You know, I put so much effort in there, and then to come back to that job and, like, I'm the bottom person, and like it was almost like humiliating and humble. I'm just like continuously being humbled. Anytime I start like thinking good about myself, I'm being humbled and smacked back down with life. I'm really just kind of tired of it at this point. Like, I've done with it enough. I am a humble person. Sometimes I can feel arrogant, but it's like, can I feel confident? Like, no, I can't feel confident. I can't ever have any confidence in myself. It's just always got to be bad. That's what it feels like in this society. This society has gotten so much worse after 2020. But I am optimistic about Trump being in office. I'm still optimistic. I'm not optimistic about my personal life because, like, it's kind of shitty. Like, I pretty much have to move back into my mom's house. Haven't done that for a while. It's pretty humiliating to have to do that because, well, I need to get my debt down and I don't want to go bankrupt. You know, like, I consolidated my debt. That means my credit score is going to drop. So for the next year, I'm not going to be able to get an apartment or anything on my own because my credit's horrible. So, like, I guess my plan is just to go, and it's not the best situation, but it's somewhere to lay my head and take a shower. Because I plan on working. I just plan on working all the time. And that's all I'm worth at this point. That's all society looks at me. I'm just a cog in the machine. And I just need to... I've come to accept that. Like, you know, I thought I had some creativity to offer. But it's just not good enough. And in the comments, like, let me know. People in the comments, let me know that, like, I'm a piece of shit. I'm fucking stupid. I'm worthless. A couple like positive, like, people are somewhat positive, but there's far more negativity towards me than there is positive. So to have to deal with that and be constantly demoralized, what it is this society is people don't appreciate the truth, and that's what it is. And the truth is boring. Even though, like, right now, what's coming out with the Democrats, with Doge, like, it's so crazy to see the Democrats defending government waste. To reduce my buying power and make things harder on me. So they I don't know, this hasn't came out, but it's possible they got kickbacks. To see Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders grill RFK, talking about how he's, like, sold out to billionaires, the billionaires. Dude, you're a millionaire, man. Like, you're a part of the oligarchy too. Like, you're not middle class. If you're a millionaire, you're not part of the middle class, dude. You're not part of the working class. You're on a different level. You're rich. You're rich too, man. And to hear that, like, they were bought off by big pharma. Oh no, it wasn't the CEOs. It was... Yeah, sure, Bernie. Sure. The hypocrisy. Like, the left, like, they have nothing to stand on at this point. It's like, whatever they come out with of, well, what do they say? Oh, why are eggs so expensive still? It's like, and I've heard people like Ed Krasinski, like, they spewed this fucking garbage. And he supposedly he majored in economics. When, if you know anything about the economy, you know that it's not going to shift for the better really fast. It can turn for the worst really fast, but it's hard to shift it for the better really fast. I mean, look what the Democrats have, like, the way I look at it is they wanted the illegals to come here so they can make them citizens, give them free stuff, so they vote for them to continue their power. And that's what all the Democrats are. Is just like, they're basically fascist communist mixed. And then they keep on pointing like, oh, fascist, you're fascist. I'm not a fascist, man. Like, how is reducing the government, making it smaller, fascistic? That doesn't make any sense. Like, these people continue to lie, and it's just like, I want to see these people in prison at this point. I want to see an example made out of these people. It's so weird. Like, okay, the whole thing, and trust me, I'm not saying I don't want anybody to commit violence, but like what Luigi did, and I'm not for what he did, but I'm just saying, like, when people reach their breaking point, that's what they do. And we're almost at our breaking point. To think that me, who's barely making it, should have to, like, fund other people's lives, should have to fund spreading atheism in Pakistan. Like, why do you think all these other countries hate us? Like, we should just leave them alone. No, we got these programs in the USAID that are just like, so what the government does is, this is what schools do too, like, they get a budget, and if they don't spend the whole budget, they get their budget reduced next year, which they should. It should be pragmatic. So what they do is they start putting in stupid crap just to spend money for no reason, so they get the same budget next year. That's not how things should work. If you need more money on something, then you should get more money on something. You shouldn't be sitting here like, oh, I got to spend this on, like, what is it? Sesame Street shows and like, I listen, man. I'm all about helping other people out. Okay? I don't want to see other people starving. I don't want to see other people, like, worse off. But, like, I want to see Americans do good before I do other countries. Like, and I don't want to see other people starve, but that's not our problem. It's not really my problem. It's like, you expect me. Man, this is such a bad idea for me to come out today. It's so slippery out here. You expect me to pay for all this crap when I'm barely making it myself. It's like, why can't you Democrats, if you care so much, just use your own money? Like, you don't use your own money. You want to use my tax dollars. And we're tired of it. We don't want government waste. Like these people were like defending government waste. It's so crazy. That's what they're reduced to. They have nothing anymore. They're reduced to nothing. They've been like completely destroyed. It's just like a rattle. Like, say, like, you even hear Democrats like saying, we're gonna take it to the streets and we're gonna fight. Like, what? A prominent figure like Hakeem Jeffries like say we're gonna fight in the streets? Like, what are you talking about, dude? This is why you guys lost, and now you guys continue to double down. Like, I want to see the Democrats and the Republicans both be moderate. I don't like the Republicans, and I like the Republicans right now, but I hated them in the past, and it doesn't mean that I'll like them in the future, because they can turn tyrannical very easily, just like the left. We need both parties to be moderate. And so we really shouldn't have to think about this crap. Like, all this crap that's happening, it really shouldn't. We have our own lives to live, man. We don't. These people are representatives for a reason. We elect these people to do the job, to work for us, for not to work for themselves or for the bureaucracy or whatever. It's supposed to be working for us. Can't go in here. And they're not. And there's a lot of hate on Elon Musk, calling him a fascist, like, call him a Nazi. It's like, dude, okay, X isn't the perfect platform. I feel like I am shadow banned on there, but it's a lot better than what was given to us. Like, there wasn't really anything else. Even this platform, it's like being censored, or like my whole thing was, I just wanted to grow, man. I wanted to see progress. I don't want to see like one video I get lucky on and then that's it. I want to see gradual progress. I want to see people coming in, getting more of a wider audience. But I don't get that. And I think there's a lot of people that have that same type of sentiment, and they're frustrated. It's supposed to be like YouTube, not corporate tube. It's just like, this society has changed so much, man. So much. Even like I said, I feel that myself. Like, you start caring less about other people. Like, you start caring more about yourself. Like, I'm at the point I told my kids, like, I need to worry about myself now. I gotta get my debt down, dude. I gotta get it down. You know, like, so rent's expensive. It's not really affordable. And where I'm at, like, I lost my job in the middle of a recession. Like, we've had a recession basically for what I think is we've had a recession for like the lower classes, namely the working class and middle class, because like the people on like welfare or whatever, like they didn't really feel it. Their benefits just like automatically probably just went up anyway with the inflation, massive inflation. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, why am I being held to this credit standard? Like, after the damage that has been done to our economy, how we're basically bankrupt, man. Like, yeah, we could print more money out, but all it does is just make it harder for everybody else. And you can only tap that. You can only tap that that well so much, man. And with Doge trying to eliminate government waste, okay, if we have like 4.8 trillion to spend on our expenses, but we're spending almost 7 trillion a year. Like, that goes on our debt. Like, that's unsustainable. And that's put on us, like, and we feel it. So it's felt like, for me, it's like I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to date. I don't even want to meet anybody because I feel like I can't afford a girlfriend. Even if I can attract a woman, I feel like I can't even afford one. I don't want to go nowhere. I do like to go places, but like, I can't afford it. For me personally, I hate driving. I think that people are like really bad drivers, and then it's just like gas is expensive, and then it's expensive to go wherever you're trying to go and do. It's just like, and people are so enamored with these fake people on the internet too. There's so many of these frauds, like the Manosphere. I've hammered them, and they have some good stuff. I'm not gonna say they don't have good stuff. Like, it's good to know about female nature and how men's minds work. It's good to know that. But this whole trope of, oh, just hit the gym, bro, and everything will be all right, and get your money. No. First off, they don't take into account that there's not a lot of women that are really desirable nowadays. There's so many women that, and I'm a hypocrite for saying this, but like, because I have tattoos, but they got like they're just like tattooed up. You know, they got their shoulder, like their arms tattooed. It's like, it's pretty gross, honestly. And then then you have to worry about like their BMI. And then you have to like I'm competing with other women for their attention. So so there's like so many different factors. Like, the common man is just pretty much squeezed out. And the funny thing is, the common man is the one who keeps this infrastructure moving forward. That's the hilarious thing. The common man, or woman too, is looked at like garbage. We're looked at like garbage, but we are the ones that like keep water running for you, keep electricity going for you, maintain stuff for you, but we're looked at like down on. And it's weird because like the people that like look down on us, like they're not like Elon Musk rich. They're not millionaires. Like, they might make like 20 or 30,000 more than me. or somebody else in my position a year. And then they think that they're like, dude, you're just a common too. Like, you're a cog in the machine as well. And it's just like, it's annoying. It's annoying and it's demoralizing. Gen Z feels it huge. Man, they feel it big time. Well, I think that things will change in the future for them. But people aren't having kids for a reason. It's not just money-wise. People aren't having kids because it's hard to live. Like I hear it like, oh yeah, back in the day it was so much harder that people would trade lives with you from back in the old days, because it was like during the Depression for sure. Like that. I'm not saying they didn't have it hard. I'm not saying that people like in the Old West or medieval times, like I have it, like they have it better than I do. I'm not saying that. But what, you know how they had it? They had it better. They had better communities, and nobody ever talks about that. They at least had like families that cared, and people. The lack of human connection nowadays is crazy. It's never been like this. The isolation, the loneliness. And I'm an introvert myself, but to see to see me as a person who grew up as an introvert, I ain't know anything about it, but I always felt different from everybody else. Everyone else is just like, it was easy for them to make friends or easy for them to be outgoing, and I never, it was a struggle for me. And to see like so many people like on my same wavelength now when it comes to being an introvert, it's just crazy. It's not good for society because you have lack of community, lack of friendship. It's so hard to make friends nowadays. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, we have instant access to food. There should be nobody starving here in America. We have food banks, and there's different programs for people that are starving, like they can get food. But even if you have to resort to like going into the dumpster, which is disgusting to say, but I'm just saying, like, people do it. People survive like that. But in the old days, yeah, like food wasn't abundant, medicine wasn't abundant, knowledge wasn't abundant. But you know what was abundant? Community. Community and like human connection was huge. That's how they survived. And to have people be like prominent figures, like they're confused, like Elon Musk and Tim Pool. Why are people having kids? Like these rich people. I heard Brett Weinstein like going on. I didn't finish it, but I got pretty far into it with Joe Rogan. He had an interview. It came out yesterday. And to have like these people, like basically like, he wants us to be slaves. Like, dude, what are you, a podcaster? I don't know. You're a famous person, man. You're well off. It's easy for you to be like, yeah, like people aren't going to be ambitious on EBI, like universal basic income. It's like, things change, societies change. Like one of the only jobs there was being a farmer back in the day. That was like the number one job. Well, how many people know how to farm nowadays? Hardly anybody. It's like these conservatives, they live in the past. Like, I don't want a technocracy. Like, I don't give a fuck at this point. Bring it on, man. As long as I don't have to fucking be a fucking slave. Oh, you're gonna be a slave? I'm already a fucking slave, dude. I'm already a slave to the dollar. Like, what are you talking about? Maybe you're not, because you're famous and like you're loaded and you have a lot of money and you know a lot of people and you have access to like value. But the rest of us, dude, Oh, what are we gonna do with our time when like the robots do all of our jobs for us? I don't know. Spend more time together, like develop more communities, develop human connection. Maybe people actually want to have families, so like they don't have to go work a 9-to-5 job, which they hate. Like, how many people like going and doing their job? How many people actually like it? Like, people in the 9-to-5 are like, I can't wait for the weekend for a reason, because they don't want to be at work. So it's just like, yeah, maybe we'll have a baby boom if we don't have to work these stupid fucking jobs anymore and just have the robots do it for us. Oh, well, you don't feel like you have a purpose. Like, dude, I already feel like I don't have a fucking purpose. What is my purpose supposed to be? Just continue to go to do menial fucking jobs and like do the same thing every day? They don't live this. Like, there's such a disconnect with these prominent figures. It's unbelievable. Like, it's because they live in a bubble and they live in a different type of reality than just like us normal people. And they don't feel the pain. You know, like, oh, back in my day, I worked like all these hours and I did this and I got, yeah, try it now. Try it now, dude. You know, there's a reason. It's not because like maybe the youth has a little bit of laziness to them. But like, you can't be like, it's only because they're lazy, because they don't feel like there's any point. I'm gonna go to work and like make somebody else rich. Like, I'm gonna go to work and have to work like more than 40 hours just to sustain my life, because everything's so expensive. Even like cutting everything down to bare bones, and you're still having to work more than 40 hours just to sustain your life. Well, oh, this is how, like, this, dude, we're not back then, and you're not in my position now. Like, these people are sort of like, I'm like so sick of like famous people at this point. Like, I like Elon and I like Trump. Do I agree with everything? No. I think the remote work thing is bullshit. I think if somebody can do their job from home, let them. It just seems like so weird. Like, oh, there's like, I think Elon said something about people need to go back to work because we're spending like $15 million or $15 billion a year on these government buildings that are being empty. It's like, good. Like, how about we renovate those and turn them into housing for somebody? Like, why do people have to go to work if they can do their job from home and they're doing it? Who gives a shit if they're like, what time of the day they're doing their job? As long as it's getting done, it's done right. Why do you care? It's like, okay, like, I'm not an office worker, but I've heard office people say this, like, I get all my shit done in like 4 hours and then I have nothing to do the rest of the day, so I'm kind of dicking off. So like, who cares if they like wake up at 12 unless they have to go to some type of meeting or Zoom meeting or whatever? Like, who cares? Maybe they wake up in the middle of the night and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get some work done. I'm not tired, I can't sleep, I'm gonna get some work done. Like, why can't they do that? Oh, because they have to have the human. Well, maybe like maybe it's not always the great thing to have. Like, you can have like people get together. You know what I mean? Like once a month to have like when I work at jobs, I don't feel like it's a part of a family. You know, sometimes I'll like develop a relationship with my people where I'm at my level, and be cool with them because it's relatable. Like, we're both doing shit jobs and we're stuck in this shit fucking environment. But it's not a fucking family environment. There's no culture there. It's like we're there to make fucking money because like we're trying to do the right thing and live. We're not there because it's like, oh man, I'm doing I'm excited about making this part so like somebody else can make a ton of money off my labor. That's like, oh, why don't people want to work? I don't know. It's a huge like, I don't know. It's a huge mystery that people don't want to work. People don't get paid enough. Like last year, my health insurance was worthless. It's fucking worthless. I have to spend what, $200 and some a month, almost $300 a month just for the premium. And then if I actually go to a doctor, I got to pay for the copay, which was $100. And then like they won't pay for nothing unless it's $9,000. Now, yes, I could have had a lower deductible, but had a higher premium. So it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm fucked either way. I felt like it's completely worthless. Like honestly, if I had to get something where I had to spend $9,000 for them to pay for it, I would go bankrupt anyway. So what's the point of having the insurance anyway? There's no point. But that's a benefit. Like, these companies still think that the health insurance that they provide is a benefit. It's just like, dude, just give me more money at this point. You know what? Just give me less money so I can go on fucking food stamps and welfare. Because that's what if a company can't provide a living and they need the government to subsidize your health care and shit, that company shouldn't be existing. There's so many companies that's like, we need to have record profits every quarter, but they don't take care of the people that do all the work. Fuck these CEOs, man. They don't do shit, dude. They make the decisions. Like, they usually have boards. They have boards of people and they vote on shit. Like, go fuck yourself. You don't need to make all that money. You're not really that important, man. You're just these corporations shouldn't get huge anyway. There should be like a limit to how much power these people have. It feels like they're monopolies. I thought our government's supposed to be breaking up monopolies, and our government doesn't do shit. You know what our government does is just fuck over the American people. That's all it does. Now things are changing, and I felt good with Trump. I feel like he's a rogue entity who they tried to kill him twice, and they'll probably try again. And I'm seeing these leftists like arrest Elon. Like, they're trying to say like, he's got access to our social security numbers. Like, yeah, how many woke motherfuckers that hate me have access to that shit too? Like, they're not elected either. So go fuck yourself. That's what I'm saying. Anything the left fucking says, I can just rebut it with anything. Like, they have nothing. They have no ground to stand on. Oh, Trump's he's corrupt. Like, yeah, so was Biden. So is his family, apparently, because he pardoned them all. So, like, now what? Oh, no, I'm just going to ignore that. Like, you can't sit here and act like you're on the moral high ground when the people that you support have shown corruption themselves. Like, I'm almost to the point where I'm like, yeah, just be a fucking fascist, Trump. Let's just like hammer this shit. Let's put these people in their fucking place. I'm almost like that. Like, just, yeah. Like, let's break some of the laws. Just break the fucking rules. That's what they were doing. So they need to see. I'm not scared of this. Oh, well, if the next person that gets in there, like, hey, if we have to break the rules to make things fucking better for us, let's fucking do it. Whatever. Break the rules for a little bit, and then we can try to restore order. Because we haven't had any order. It feels like we've had order, but I know it sounds weird, but there's people that need to be fucking in prison that are on the Democratic side. Maybe some Republicans too, man. Like, I'm not, but it seems like the Democrats, because they all say the same thing. They all back each other. Like, they don't, like, do you hear any Democrat say, like, go against any of their leaders at all, or against the narrative at all. Like, I'm sitting here calling out Trump and Elon about remote work. And that's cool. They can have their opinion. Oh, they feel like it's more connection. And I'm sitting here saying there's not much human connection. But I'm just like, well, Elon, you think that we have climate change. Well, there's less people on the road. You know, I don't like there's being so many people on the road. And these people at the office, like, office people, like, I have like a resentment towards them. It's just because, like, they don't do nothing and they get paid more. Like, why do these people still get paid more than the people who actually produce this shit? I don't understand that shit at this point. Like, we're still living in the old ways when things aren't the same anymore. We're still like, oh, I still gotta be like, I can't, now my credit score is dropped. Okay, now I can't get a place of my own. I can't get an apartment now because my credit score is dog shit, because I had to consolidate my debt. Yes, it was my choice to accumulate the debt. But it's not like I've been living high on the hog, and you can't look at my history at all. Well, I haven't been living on the streets. I've lived at multiple different places, and I haven't been sued or anything. Like, that doesn't factor in? It doesn't factor in that I haven't gone bankrupt? No, that doesn't factor in. No, you just, like, because you're consolidating your debt, because you're trying to make things, you're trying to make things easier for you to try to pay it off. No, since you're doing that, we're gonna fucking punish you. Like, really? Then what's the point of doing anything right? Like, this is my last fucking stitch. Like, dude, I don't think that people understand how close we are to civilization collapse. Because if Trump didn't get in there, we would have had civilization collapse. I'm telling you right now, we would have collapsed. We would be in civil war. It would be the landscape would have changed. I do feel hope that, you know, they're making some good choices. Like, okay, like, I don't really give a shit about the whole men competing with women's sports. I think it's kind of like, shouldn't girls be like taught like how to cook and clean and be a future wife? Like, I'm seeing like Candace Owens, you know, she's supposed to be a trad wife, and she's sitting here, and her husband's supposed to be loaded. His family's supposed to be loaded, so they obviously don't need the money, but she's still doing her show. Like, you have, like, what, 3 little kids? They grow quick. They need you. They need the mom. Oh, she does the show from home. Yeah, but you don't see behind the scenes of all the, like, studying she's doing about, like, the preparing for her show. You don't see any of that. You think that her kids are just, like, it's so ridiculous with these people, like, these feminists who think that they're, like, traditional women. Like, traditional women, they didn't work. They were stay-at-home moms. They made sure